Oh my, silly me though, silly me indeed. We are right here with our beautiful big girl, as you can see though. Ain't it a pretty truck though? Come on, you gotta agree with that one at least. Now, here we go with the Paper Factory Section A. I've been rambling my rear off though, I'm telling you. I've been recording and I've been talking and talking. Nothing did happen though, just me doing my hauls and the, deliveries. As you can see, we have 3 out of 4 metal beams. We have 2 out of 6 fuel and concrete blocks. So that's pretty nice though. We got most of it from here, except the metal beams though. Now, the large pipes, we can get that actually over here, which is actually awesome sauce though. But guess what? You didn't miss anything. Just me talking about what I always talk about. You know? Just rambling. Just being me. Man, this is one heck of a truck though. I just love that it's so sturdy. I can't believe that I afforded it though. I avoided the truck like the plague. Maybe my skills have become way better. Maybe. Yeah, looking at this truck though right now, it's such a joy. Papa. Now, I think we might actually finish this one up if everything goes burger cream smooth though. But I don't think it will, because we have to set a massive hard timer for myself. Because if I get going in a game and I keep going, and I just keep going, and I just keep going, and I don't think we have time for a 2-hour to 3-hour episode, now do we? Although, hey, maybe one day we have. But anyways, right now, let's just keep it as short as I can by still delivering and doing my missions here and there. And those episodes are still very long, you know. But yeah, let's see actually how far we can go. The metal rolls, man, that's going to be a long one. Although a simple one. We can deliver 4 at a time with the twin steer. And it also means that if we do that with the twin steer though, right, it is only 3 turns back and forth. Now I kind of have a feeling though, like section A might be the one in the middle, especially with the long pipes being delivered. But I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Yeah, in the last episode we did actually finish that one up though, huh? Look at that, isn't that cool? Yeah, it's a solid structure right there. Now, let's deliver the final big pipe though. Look at that. Whoppa! Perfect. Now let's go into the twin steer. No, the Western White Star. Oh yeah, the one from Smithville Dam, Michigan. It's going to be fun though, driving that big boy around again. And we are going to pick 1 cargo slot up with it, just to reminiscent. Yeah, we maxed out our profits on that one though. We are broke again, and we probably will not use it for a long time, but at least we have it if we ever get challenged again by a comment that you want to see that. We have $821. Yeah, the factory or in the garage. It's actually in prime condition though, huh? Golden future, I don't think so. Anyways, now here you go. We have everything here and there, but that's the money that we have right now. And owned vehicles, 46. That's a lot, by the way. That's a lot. Yeah, now look at this little cutie patootie, huh? It's such a tiny truck though, and it was so powerful back then. I love it. I love it though. Oh, the engine hum though. It's great. It really is fun. Alright, now let's see. Where do we want to grab some metal beams? I think we might go and grab some over here. But we have to find a proper way. We could go a little bit like risky down here. If that is fine, then I will do so. If not, we are just taking the normal route. I definitely want to have a picture from my thumbnail with this big boy. But it's pretty side though. I don't know. Yeah, the roads down here are a little bit too bumpy. Remember, this truck has some good control. It is not so easy to roll over, but it is a basic truck though, so it doesn't go very wide with the tires, and it is low on the axis though. That's interesting, so it might help out quite a lot. We don't remember what the bounce ratio is of this truck though, but in general I kind of advise not to go rough and tough with this one, just because it's a basic beginner truck, you know. We don't have any mud tires, nothing, so this little part will be on the little tougher side, I'm certain. Oh yeah. Let's go in low gear. Low gear plus to be precise, and of course differential lock is on. Not so bad though, not so bad. I'm actually impressed with this thing right now. This is rather deep though, right? You know, the water, the mud and everything. It is not a bad truck so far. But I'm certain though, with the tougher places in Wisconsin, it will get stuck. But there are always ways around it though. If you really want to play your favorite truck, you kind of have to be a little bit more, well, sneaky with it. Or a little bit more wise. It depends on what word you want to use for yourself though. But there are always ways around an obstacle though. Alright, so we only do need one more for the mission. Yeah, I should track it actually a little bit though. That will be nice. I made a thumbnail. Start tracking. Can you imagine me accidentally resetting everything? Would be funny. Now there you go. Now this is where the issues might actually start. Come on, big boy. Interesting. Do you see that? Ah, no, dismiss it, dismiss it. I thought like with the all-wheel drive, only the middle tires and the front tires will drive. But no, it's the rear too, clearly. I thought I had only differential lock on, but no, that will be a different truck that we have used. Alright, so if I had to be a little bit crafty and sneaky around here, I would go over these rocks as an example. But on the right side, I will put it in low gear so that we don't get too much of a bounce. And then I will put differential lock on. I will just sneak right through here and go down as quick as I can, but with steering only, alright? And not with the speed. There we go. And yeah, this is one of the ways how you can be very sneaky in a difficult situation though. So just play your favorite trucks, man. Always play your favorite trucks, because that's your armor in this game. That's your sword. That's your rifle, you know? Like, that's your magic. That's you. And it doesn't matter if it takes longer. Doesn't matter if it's a lot quicker. It's you. It's your adventure. It's your story. Own it. Want to help me out with the algorithm? Right, you know, with the YouTube algorithm, reach a lot more truckers. Then just write down the truck that you do enjoy driving in the game. Just one word, you know, just a truck. It helps a lot. Fun fact, by the way, we are 800 hours away though of being accepted into the YouTube partner program after I did a total deletion of my channel, because man, I did not enjoy rewatching the content that I've uploaded. They were actually very good gameplay videos though. They were really, really good. Lots of skill plays and all of that good stuff, right, you know. But it was just too much variety. And the microphone was absolutely hideous though. It was actually good in basic YouTube standards though, but I always wanted to be a little bit better than I am right now. So, you know, I still have that mentality. I want to be better tomorrow than that I am now. But I will not delete anything anymore, because we have a total focus on what we want. And that is any game with trucks. Or, you know, sometimes a racing game in between. You know, like rally, dirt rally. I love dirt rally. And, you know, like American truck, Euro truck. Of course, you know, we have expeditions coming up again. And then we have some other beautiful games like Roadcraft. Road Kings is coming up, you know, and that is all fitting under the same umbrella. So, thank you for being part of this journey, man. It really means a lot to me. Was that a dog bark from that house? I think I did hear, you know, like a big dog right there. I know certain dog sounds are in the game, but that one did sound more like a Rottweiler or something like that, though. I don't know, but I remember the barks clearly, though, that we did hear by other houses in the game. These sound more like a Labrador, a little bit playful, though. But hey, don't get close to my my owner, right? You know, like a playful bark, but a little bit on the darker side. You know what I mean? A serious note. There we go. That's the last of the medals, though. Now we have to haul some fuel. So far, I have to say, it's a lot of fun, though. It's a lot of fun with this little guy. So, you know what? Let's scout around. We want to do it actually with the twin steer. It's just way more efficient. And we could go and be scenic about all of this and go this way. Like it already? That's a long haul, though, my boys. Oh, right over here. Somewhere, and then, yeah, right over here. Whoppa. All right, or we're going the smart way. And, well, the short way. Both sides are smart, actually. So here you go. And then we are going to follow all of this as much as we could, although that would be bad, it seems. This I cannot climb here, so we are just going to go with the dry river. What I told you guys, if you want to try and figure out which trucks are the best in balancing so you don't tip over, go over the riverside here. It's so good. But yeah, that's what we are going to do. Front, turn, up here, follow, right past the metal framing house. First left, though, after the little turn here in the mud. Alright. Hoo-wee. What a journey it's going to be, huh? Yeah, we are definitely going to do this 2 times. And I'm going to get the Caterpillar with the fuel station. And hopefully we can tow a generator, though, behind its ass to the other factory right over there, though. That will be fun, huh? So this is the weird thing for me as a creator. Like, do you guys want me to show you the way towards it, mostly? Or the way back? And I think the way back is way more interesting, though, because we do have cargo. Right? You know, if we do now flip over or anything... doesn't mean anything, though. You know what I mean? But if we go back and then we flip with the cargo... Yep. That's a whole different meaning, though, isn't it? Alright, I gotta say, though, right, about these trucks, these old school trucks. They do fit the game way more, though. And in terms of size, right, you know, the roads and everything. You have a lot more maneuverability, though, than with the larger trucks. And that is a massive plus, by the way. That's a massive, massive plus. We have lots of cement here, actually, though. We have lots of goods here. And concrete blocks. Hoppa, there you go. Beautiful. So, yeah, you know, like, look at this. We are proper small, though, in comparison to the big trucks that we are normally using. And that kind of feels strange after using the bigger boys for such a long time. By the way, we should set the beacons on. Why not? Why not? We didn't install them for no reason, right? You know? But even with tipping and everything else, it's just a breeze so far. Sure, we don't have the power to actually haul a lot of cargo at the same time. Or that we are going to be stuck here and there. But if you want smooth and slower gameplay, by slower, right, you know, you just have to go back and forth one more time or 2 more times. then yeah, stick with the older trucks. They are rather powerful in its own right. Sure, not by engine alone, but by almost everything else. It is so interesting to see. You know, I'm actually amazed by it. Like over here, right? You know, we are in the first little river bed that dried up. All the rocks. There's no issue. Look at that. We are high gear. We did even slow down almost to an entire crawl there. Like right now. It just keeps on going. There are a lot of newer trucks though that will just say, nope, not going to move anymore. We are stalling. And it just puts you out of high gear. Or forces you to. So that's already very interesting though. And remember, we don't have look at that. We are still in high gear while we are standing still. How interesting is that? Let's put differential lock on. With just low gear. And sure, mud is always an issue. Always. No matter what. And especially so with the older trucks. But is this too much of an issue? Not really though. Let's pull her up. And pull further. Of course, you know, this is mud and lots of little rocks though, so it's unforgiving. Sure, a modern truck might just pull right through it. Think about the Avonhorn and all. What is XT612H? We'll just laugh at this too, you know, and call up. But at the same time, in comparison, this thing is just doing what it's supposed to do. American engineering, in other words, right? Saying that, I kind of want to see a German truck though right now. See how the German engineering is doing. Even Japanese truck though, or Korean. Will be a lot of fun. Heck, Swedish with Volvo. There are so many options though. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't there a DLC right now? With the German trucks, the Mercedes-Benz? Interesting. I think so. Kind of funny, the story about Mercedes-Benz is actually that there was a rich man that came to a couple of engineers and said, you know, I want to have a racing car because I'm going to race in that race. And make me a car, he said. Alright, we did. He won. And, well, he wanted to make a brand out of the engine, right, you know? But only by one condition. It should be called after his daughter, Mercedes. So, that's the story behind Mercedes-Benz. Pretty nice, though, huh, of Papa? I did it for me daughter. It's kind of funny, though, like... A lot of men's true love is not their wife, but their daughter, though, right, you know? The little princess of innocence. Kind of romantic, kind of cute, though. Romantic in a normal way, alright, you know? Just like the Band of Brothers. You know, the story of soldiers going through hell and back is also a romantic type of story. You just have to make that clear, though, because YouTube is kind of weird, though, right? You know, with normal language at certain points. That is kind of outdated, one might say. Not being used anymore. And anything that is used these days is corrupted by a lot of bad thoughts. Yeah, this place over here, as you can see, it is a slower truck, right? But because of that, it doesn't bounce to heaven and back, you know? Like the Padera STD4, it kicks this truck's rear in every department. But we did tip with the Padera STD4 like 5 times here. Yeah, 3 times off camera, I'm just saying. So the thing though is, right, you know, what would you drive instead of what would you prefer to drive? The White Western Star 4964 or the Padera STD4, and you have to tip over a couple of times. You know what I mean? And we are all at that age. I know my demographics, all right. You know, I think we are all at that age now that we think Even the younger boys though, right? You know, that are watching boys. Like, but come on, they are not young. But you know, the younger ones among us, even they will be like, I'd rather do it, you know, smooth and steady. Yeah. It's wisdom though, huh? Wisdom by failing, learning, applying, refailing, adjusting, and moving on. Because if I had to recover this truck right now with the, you know, like the STD for the Padera, you know, it would have cost me double the time. Double the time though. Right? And instead I could have made another haul. Now, we kind of wrecked this truck though, not gonna lie about that. Kind of have to fuel her up. So it's going to be a nice little extra drive towards the little garage again, the little warehouse. There we go, beautiful. Now that's quite a bit already delivered now, ain't it? Yeah. Well, I'm going to repair this truck and let's see what we can do in the next one. Well, next haul that is. It has been really and truly a long time that I've driven a truck that is just as smooth and stable though. Sure, I've said it about other trucks too, but this is on a whole different level. And absolutely it has to do with the speed that we can go through mud, sure. And on the roads, this one is actually quicker than most of them. But in mud it is slowing down big time compared to the other ones. No matter the depth of it though. And of course we only have 2 cargo slots now equipped, although it is not as heavy as some other ones. It is still a very heavy cargo type. And of course that has to do to, you know, mix it with speed and of course the balance and the height of the truck and all. But in general, super smooth, man. Super smooth. Now we only need to get 12 metal rolls and 4 times the fuel. But oh boy, let's first go and grab something from the garage now. I think it's going to be totally worth it. Oh, I thought we could just make it. Look at the difference though. Yeah, the left one looks like a Tiger though, doesn't it? Tiger on steroids. So I beautifully pre-driven my cat over there. And of course I hauled with the cat or generator. And now with the twin steer without the cabin protector, because, you know, with it or flatbed is sticking out a little bit too much, we can actually attach the trailer right over here. And we can fuel the generator up. So we can really go bonkers with the hauls, right, you know, with the production line. And then from here, we are going to just drive there. Grab the cat. Grab this. And go cross. So if we take the right one on the cat, we take the left one on the other truck, right? On the White Western Star. Or vice versa. Why? Because then the cat is pulling all the time towards the left, while the truck that we are towing is pulling to the right. Making the game actually feel like we have an option, a third option, which is a normal option, I might say, to pull it from the middle of the other truck. It is the way how you should do it. Yeah, as you can see, it's just perfectly driving now right behind me instead of just going left or right the whole time though. You know, that's a whole different story. Nobody cares about that. It's just pulling you to the left, to the right, meaning you lose power. And we fixed that. Now we are almost close to the new cargo factory though, right? You know, that's going to be interesting. Man, there's these cats though, right? You know, these cats, man, they are something else. Just raw power, and the size of the tires do help too. Suspension is almost non-existent, one might think though, right? You know, but they are there too. They are there too. Nothing too luxurious though, just powerful enough to actually carry all of this weight. But man, cat is something else though. I just do love the cabin. It is freaking awesome though. Yeah, it's a shame that we don't have enough money to buy a couple of generators, you know, and 3 more cats than we had. As far as I know, everywhere where we do need a cat, right, you know, for refueling. That would be awesome, but we can drive around with 1 instead of just being too lazy. Look at that. That rock didn't mean anything. And we are still dragging the rest around too, huh? Low gear plus might be the speediest one. I will try high gear. Okay, high gear seems to be a little bit quicker though, but the issue is if you're towing a vehicle behind you though, it's just dragging you around. It's normal. Wait a minute. There was free cargo here already. That's fun. That's fun though. Let's see what we actually have there. Now let's see. Oh. Pause here. Cargo management. There we go. Okay, concrete blocks. Interesting. Cargo container. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Concrete blocks are just for free for always. Cargo container. 6 fuel. Concrete slabs. I mean, consumables. It is such a good place, though. I am actually surprised here. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And there we can make pipes and fuel too, I believe, right? So that's nice. Kind of have a feeling like we do need these pipes later on, though. Who knows? Who knows? And there we go. Careful there. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, the electricity has to be delivered here, but we can just haul it. You know, we can just haul it. No biggie. Alright, stop the engine, change the truck. Let's not go too quick though, right? You know, because then the turn will be too difficult to take. And it will be too difficult to adjust. There we are. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful though? It absolutely is. Perfection. Look at that. Well, you know, like we could actually unlock this one right now, you know, like just keep it as a single truck without the trailer attached, and we can haul with the Western Star. And whenever we do need something, we can just hook it up to there. But this is the setup that I actually like to do. I highly recommend it. Next episode, we are going to do actually the Paper Factory Section A. I've been recording for over 1.5 hours, almost 2 hours. It's a hard clock though for me. So I want to keep going, but let's do this one in the next one. See you later. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Take good care of yourself, all right? See you later. Bye-bye.